Texas. Joshua Moore, number 6, had that big reception earlier from Elegoo. He is man-to-man at the bottom of your screen.
This is a good one.
Roshan Johnson. High hurdles for first down inside the 10 to the 8.
This is a great job of understanding where the weak spot of the defense is, and you can see it, Tim. It's like a soft spot. And you're Thomas Leggett, you got to get your shoulder, man. You got to really bow up on that guy and get front. You can't turn sideways and come put your high heels on. You got to come flat-footed with intentionality.
So first and goal with the ball at the 8-yard line.
You know, a good quarterback can take, if he has latitude, can take a snapshot of the front and know where the weak parts of it is and get into the 3 or 4 handful of plays that he has to run in those situations.
Right up to Will Johnson. Stopped by Merriweather. Sean Merriweather with his 3rd tackle of the day. Ball rests at the 6. It'll be 2nd and goal. And a reminder, coming up, State Farm halftime show with Rob and the gang. Texas Tech will take a timeout. Shocker for us. Gus Johnson was there. You knew it had to be a wild one, right? Gus had the call with Joel. And Oklahoma goes down, so there will be a quick shakeup. Early goings of not only the Big 12, but the national polls after week number 1.
You know the narrative is not going to be good. He's 5 on the back end of Kansas State's defense out due to COVID concerns. And
I mean, that just is amazing.
Explain that, man.
Chris Kleiman, a man came from North Dakota State and can coach.
Oh, yeah.
And clearly, this is a Kansas State team, by the way, that just lost to Arkansas State of the Group of 5. And, well, the reason I mention it is, once again, just because it says Group of 5 doesn't mean they can't play.
Look at the way UCF is continuing to win. Scott Frost planted the seed there to get before him.
Between Cincinnati, who's had to deal with Army, that's a tough one. It's a top 25. In addition to UCF, this Sun Belt Conference with the likes of Arkansas State, Louisiana Lafayette, and Coastal Carolina, where these guys can play. 2nd and goal coming up. 1:13 remaining in the half.
You had a chance to bring the flying one.
I'm always working on the fly. Dante Ebron in the backfield. Wow, coming out of a timeout. That's a Cardinals thing. Plenty of time to think about it. It's a pre-snap flag. Take a look at this jump right there. Jalen Hutchings and a reaction from
Collins, Alfred Collins.
Stetter. Waiting for the call from Scott Campbell, our referee.
False start.
Offside. 95. Defense.
Jalen Hutchings.
After this is the goal. Let's go. First down. Second down.
Good move by the wily veteran center, Stetter, at 68. Immediately after the move was made, he adjusted too to make sure the official saw it.
It's hard to be discreet when you're playing a 3-man front. There's nobody to hide behind.
Can't really move it that far.
They're on an island.
Down to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. Ingram remains the setback. Schooler is in the slot left. There he is on the quick hitch to the corner. Touchdown. Brendan Schooler had set up shop in position to get that wide receiver screen, and he knew right where to go.
Texas Tech was really concerned about what was happening opposite of that play, trying to make sure they matched up with numbers-wise. Miscommunication on the back end. Eric Moore, the safety, not quite sure knowing what to do. Not able to get off blocks on the back end is what was problematic for Texas Tech defenders.
Great blocking by Eagles, the wide receiver. There were a couple in front of Schooler. Brennan Eagles made the outstanding block. He's the team's leading returning receiver. He's made some big plays in his days as well. Kicker for the extra point. Well, here's the good news if you're Texas Tech. Special teams has been good to you.
Executed on an onside kick.
But then this. Chris Brown takes it away. And then, boom. And you're thinking, oh, Texas Tech is going to be in great shape. Here comes the kick. And set up Tech. Instead, it went the other way for Texas.
Well, it's all about taking advantage of opportunities. And to the degree that you can, you're going to convert points, particularly when you have the legacy that this franchise, I call it a franchise, that's what it feels like. You watch how efficiently they run and throw the ball with this team, this concept. This air raid is a big-time producer, man. I was talking earlier about how Alec Bowman, I think it was his freshman year, 605, which eclipsed all-time record for a freshman in terms of total yards thrown in a single game. Patrick Mahomes had owned the prior record.
Well, one thing we know for sure, when you're a Texas Tech quarterback, you're likely to be at the top or near the top of yards in a season. Bowman is one of those, but he does have the 2 interceptions that have leveled things. Well, we got a touchback. Spencer, I look at what's happened in this first half, though, for Texas Tech. They can come away with a feeling, anyway, that they can compete and that they can make some big plays against this Texas secondary.
And in no small part because of the length of their receivers. I mean, clearly there's a matchup that's there for them, and they're able to take advantage of it, and they have, despite the disparity in time of possession. I mean, it's almost been 3
Watching it live on YouTube and the score updates on Google.
Let's see what they do with coverage here. And if we say continues to be most targeted by Bowman.
Right now, that's what it's doing.
Just underneath the 30-yard line. So, nice pickup of 5. It'll be second down and 5, and the clock continues to tick. Texas Tech did have to use the timeouts on defense. This pass is behind the receiver. That could be a lateral. It is picked back up by Xavier Wade. That was going to be a lateral, and the officials ruled it that way. And if Texas had just fallen on top of it, if Overshown had just fallen on top of it, they would have had the football.
X has got to be careful about that, man, because you can tell in his body language. You can tell by his body language he was not quite sure.
Yeah, he knew.
Well, he knew after, but initially, watch the laissez-faire manner in which he responds.
Right.
The ball is behind or lateral, but watch his body language. He's kind of choking his motor. He needs to be all over that ball. Tells me he's not aware of what the context of the situation is.
Well, had the Texas defender not looked for a scoop and score and miss, it would have been Longhorn football in great shape. They're just going to let the clock wind down and think better of things, and why not? Another turnover is not something you want if you're Texas Tech at this stage. Well, it's a 10-point lead for Texas. Oh, by the way, Rob Stone, how do you do today? How do you do
from Timmy B sounds so good.
Hey, why do you give us a boom earlier in the first half? He gave us something.
A little choke in the motor there as well as we welcome you to the State Farm Fox College Football Halftime Show. Glad you're with us, Rob Stone, Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart, and Urban Meyer. Let's start with Sam Ehlinger. He threw for over 3,600 yards last year. He's the unquestioned leader of the Longhorns, and Matt, he needs to be the guy that can get them over that Oklahoma Sooner hump in the Big 12. You're Ehlinger-centric. Halftime highlights from State Farm.
Yep, he's picking up where he left off last week, throwing those 5 touchdown passes. Just a really excellent first half. I like the weapons around him. Schooler here, you're going to see Joshua Moore make some plays here later in the first half, but this is what he does best. Get the ball in his hands, let him be an athlete. When things break down, he's able to run, pick up first downs, and then standing in the pocket with a couple guys on his face. And how about Joshua Moore? He's emerging as his #1 target so far on this Longhorn offense. I love what Ehlinger's doing. He's leading the team in rushing. That's what he's going to do. This is his senior year. This is his final year to elevate this football team and eventually get him over the hump. 8 total touchdowns so far through 6 quarters of play for Sam Ehlinger. Off to a great start.
Coach, I'm curious. Do you think the Texas staff notified their players that Oklahoma lost earlier today?
Well, nowadays you see it right away. That's going through the stadium on the thing. And the one thing is, when you have a quarterback like Ehlinger that can do both, I'm telling you, that's so hard to stop. I'm watching this guy play, and he's throwing the ball well. He's got nice weapons around him. They're mixing the run pass. What do you stop? You stop him, and then you call them reliefs. Reliefs are if you have a run play, yet they load the box, you flip it out there on those screens. That's what they're doing. And I mean, they're executing at a high level.
I think one of the things that I love about watching Sam Ellinger is he runs with pad leverage, right? Like, he falls forward every time he takes off and runs a football. So that's an extra 3-4 yards. And we saw that play at the end where he got all the way to like the 1 yard line. I mean, he carried like 4 or 5 guys with him. And that's what you have in Sam Ellinger. You have a combination of a running back and somewhat of a bulldozer and a quarterback who's now pushing the football down the field. To me, he's the ultimate weapon right now. And as long as he continues to stay healthy, stays healthy and plays well, I like them over Oklahoma.
Yeah, a guy like you and I, we fall forward. It's only a yard and a half.
You fall forward, Rob?
Rob, don't ever say you and I with me. Don't do that, man. He just said you and I with Reggie Bush.
I got it. Red. Really? Oh, red? You and me, we're tight, right? I'm going to wear purple next week. You know what? I'm going to wear purple to honor Kansas State and the shock of the year so far. K-State dropping number 3, Oklahoma.
I like it. You fall forward. You fall forward, baby. Forward.
Well, the reason why I was doing this was because screen recorder.
There you go.
Think.
Texas.
Touchdown. Right now it's 31-21 Texas. Meanwhile, the defending national champs LSU Booger. This game against Mississippi State, the debut of Miles Brennan, 3 starters back that played the national title game, and it showed. On the other side, there's the Pirate in his SEC debut, KJ Costello. KJ Costello from Stanford. And how about this? Mississippi State, they're on the board first up 3-0.
LSU playing a lot of man-to-man, and Mike Leach picking them apart.
Well, Costello throwing here. You didn't like this play call.
No, I really didn't. I understand this is a great play by Jabril Cox, transfer from North Dakota State. But you're backed up 3rd and 10. At this point, LSU can't lose the ball. You always put your quarterback in that situation. Costello's thrown the ball 86 times in the first quarter.
Bullock, how we feel? DEFCON 4?
We're not feeling good because we can't play man-to-man coverage. DBU, come on, baby!
Yeah, right now, Stingley, by the way, was in the hospital overnight. He had an illness, nothing related to COVID-19. Mississippi State on top. Meanwhile, Arkansas hosting number 4, Georgia. For the game, star players from Arkansas making runs.
149 total yards, that touchdown, we're tied at 35. Blake Lynch from Vinny.
Never a doubt.
Wildcat football. Up 3, Spencer Rattler. What you got, redshirt freshman?
Tough spots to say this one. He wants this throw back. Just an air throw. 3rd interception of the day. Just a little anxious. He was a little anxious in that moment right there. You can see it.
Coach, second straight year, Chris Wyman and Kansas State upset a ranked, highly ranked Oklahoma team.
One of the biggest wins in school history, and everybody wants to talk about the downfall of Oklahoma. Don't forget what that coach just did. And Skylar Thompson, I mean, that was a gutsy. You watched the second half, energy was all in the front. Kansas State had great energy. However, real quickly about Spencer Rattler, how many times can you try to simulate that kind of situation? 50 seconds left, 60 yards to drop, no timeout. You practice that over and over and over again. Obviously, you failed as a redshirt freshman quarterback. I mean,
At
this is
least,
the first time Lincoln Riley's had a non-transfer freshman quarterback. Time to go coach him up and get him. I know he will. But, I mean, he's in uncharted waters as a coach.
And that's the thing. We've been so spoiled by the quarterbacks with Baker and Kyler and
Jalen Hurts all that experience. Remember, Jalen Hurts won a national championship at Alabama. Now we see a redshirt freshman who's a really talented football player. But for us to think and sit up here and say, like, he's not going to go through growing pains, that's dumb. I mean, he's going to go through growing pains, and you saw that today. It's not all his fault, though, and I don't want to call out the offensive line, but I'm going to call out the offensive line. I don't think they played very good football today in protecting Spencer Rattler. There were times in this game where he probably got a little bit of happy feet, but he just couldn't get comfortable. And you shout out to Kansas State. They beat the Oklahoma offensive line with just rushing 4 passers. And they made his day back there. He couldn't get settled in. He made some great plays early in the game. They wore that front down. And I think at the end of the day, they couldn't move the ball. So it was a lot on Rattler. But you're right. Just the inexperience. I mean, that's going to happen this year.
Yeah, you could see that Kansas State just wanted it more in the fourth quarter, down the stretch. They were the more physical team. And I was yelling at the TV like, that's what Oklahoma should be doing. Because the whole game, you know, they were pretty stout throughout the game, but then they gave up some big plays that just really hurt and just really opened up the floodgates. They had a 77-yard touchdown against them. Deuce Von here again, the Deuce is on the loose, and again, once he's in open field, you're not going to catch him. Then another 78-yarder down the field. These are the kinds of just breakdowns that you cannot have, because when you play a better team, they're going to make you pay for those kinds of plays. So that was the play right there, though, that worried me, was just the physicality, the tackling, the missed tackles. There were at least 4 or 5 guys there that could have tackled this ball.
You just turned on the videotape in that second half. Kansas State's looking better. That was not enough in the second half. Kansas State had more energy.
31 points in the second half they put up.
Experian Boost has helped millions of people. How can it help you?
I just boosted 15 points with Experian Boost.
I know we look at this as upset for Oklahoma, but this is 2 years in a row now, so I think we got to start giving Kansas State some more credit, like you said, Coach, that Kleiman is doing an amazing job down there with that football team.
Real quick, big picture. What does this do to Oklahoma's college football playoff chances?
Severely. I mean, I don't think they're going to make. I think they're short season. They're going to have some COVID issues. There's going to be a couple of things show up. I think it's going to be really, really hard to make the playoff. Yeah.
We cannot change the past, but we can protect the future.
They've been to a playoff.
Hear the voices of our family,
second game of the season. There's no room for error.
And remember, you talked about COVID issues. It was Kansas State put 7 players on
to do the honest, uncomfortable work of rooting racism
There's
out.
trouble perception of Big 12 football strong.
Right.
It's like Texas, or a team
We
like
can
Texas.
mend what has been broken. Differences can no longer divide us.
So this
But
loss
we
could be for
can
Texas, could
protect
be
the
for
future.
second SEC.
The future is now.
as well.
Be the change.
Coming up next,
Be the
highlights
change, be the
from
change. And raise your voice.
the debut of Lane Kiffin. We might want this one back as Florida set an
Stand up.
offensive record.
Raise
Money
your
bags.
voice. We conquer mountains. But that's not why they call us
Here's the
mountain
deal.
movers.
There's no Rogers Lane.
It's
State
because
Farm
we
just
don't
has
let
surprising
anything
pay rates.
stand
I know you don't offer to just anyone, okay? But we
what's never
do
been
offer
built.
to anyone. Literally anyone.
Seek cures for the incurable. And go first into undiscovered frontiers. We are mountaineers. And impossible
I know
is just
that.
another
You want the
mountain to
real
climb.
deal? Like a good neighbor? State Farm is there.
Starting next week during the NBA Finals, Kimmel Jones in prime time. Discover McConaughey, Fox, and more. It'll be the greatest. I love it. Jimmy Kimmel Live, Game Night, starting next week on ABC.
There is no optimum living right where you need them. Today, tomorrow, the day after that, and the day after that, day after day. Packaging designed to make storage easier.
Wednesday, October 21st on ABC.
You're watching the State Farm Halftime Report.
Let's take a look at this week's surprisingly great performance brought to you by State Farm. How about Louisiana down by 1 to Georgia Southern? The closing seconds, Nate Snyder.
We cannot change the past, but we can protect the future.
Hear the voices of our family, our friends, and allies.
For the Raging Cajuns,
It takes
number
all of us,
19,
black,
Louisiana.
white,
They get the win and
everyone,
remain
to
undefeated.
do the honest, uncomfortable work of rooting racism out.
Tonight on ESPN. Circle the U, the
Together,
all the hype
we
and
can
pride
mend what's
time
been
against
broken.
Florida State.
Differences
Is
can
you
no
back?
longer divide us, but we can protect the future.
We'll find out
The
a little
future
bit more
is
tonight.
now. Be the change. Be the change. Be the
This
change.
halftime report
And raise
is
your
brought
voice.
to you by State
United,
Farm
we
and
will
their
rise.
surprisingly
Take all
great
of us.
rates.
Stand up. Raise your voice.
Our new McDonald's spicy chicken McNuggets are just the right amount of spicy. A medium spice kind of spicy. But if you get the mighty hot sauce, well...
I need a nap. Let's be real. An election year event. Thursday on Fox. Fox Wednesday. It's a Masked Singer first. Go do it! We'll have everybody talking. We're gonna change this show forever! Can you tell if someone can sing without ever hearing their voice?
And shop the store without wandering the aisle.
Wednesday, an all-new Masked Singer, followed by an all-new
You won't find a silly box like this anywhere.
It's a big doubleheader on Fox. First, the Bears take on the Falcons. America's Game of
With the home
Seeking the boys are
our
ready
doers
for a
get more
showdown.
done. Domino's knows delivery, so when we asked our team members how to make carry out more convenient, they had thoughts. That's the thought. Deliver it even better. Introducing Domino's Carside Delivery. Just pull up, check in online, and we bring your food to you. It's carry out delivered. Who's more this new upgraded network by the strongest signal and fastest speed? It's not
They
just
benched
fast.
their
It's
quarterback
super
Juan Mathis, brought in Stetson Bennett, Story,
But how can
We've made Franks deep.
super fast?
Traylon Burks,
Boost Mobile's upgraded network. It's
they're one and the same.
How do you spell
Number 6, LSU.
Get Boost Mobile Sugar Plans and watch your bill shrink to $35 per month after just 6 on-time payments. Plus, get a free Samsung Galaxy A11 when you switch. All on a new upgraded network. Boost Mobile.
Bad one, big six. Costello, just a little bit better. Fighting Mike Richards, the Pirates swinging his sword there. Baton Rouge. Coach, how about this? How about they'll near rate 36 pass attempts in the first half.
Our members shop a little differently, so we reward every purchase.
LSU, 5 punts they had in the first half.
For you.
Dose of reality for LSU Tigers.
They punted 5 times all of them. 3 times they did. 3 times.
Navy Federal Credit Union.
3 times.
Our members
Lane
are the
Kiffin making
mission.
his debut for Ole Miss, taking on Florida. It's a bad day to take on Florida as the Gators set a school record 642 yards of offense in an SEC game. Kyle Trask scored 416 and 6 punts.
Yeah, we've been talking about all day. This kind of season rides on Kyle Trask, a really good football player, picking up where he did last year. 6 touchdown passes.
This is America, so
And how
last
about
time
this
I
guy,
checked out
Pitts, man?
Soviet
4
Russia.
receiving touchdowns for the big tight end. Many people think the number 1 tight end in college football. Gators had double-digit points in
How we
every
build
quarter in
Cowboys.
that game.
First,
Georgia
give them
Southern
space.
on the road.
Expose them
Number
to new
19,
things.
Louisiana, fourth
Show them it's not
Southern
about
down
them, it's
7. How
others
about
with
this
their
catch?
style.
That's
Allow them to ball out.
That's a candidate
Show
for
them how to
catch
get
right
back
there.
up.
That kind of
Dust off.
concentration
Ignite
and that tight
curiosity so
window
it brings
and to get
bright,
hit in air
leader.
and keep
You
hold
know
of
that
football.
phrase. Teach them to
within
lead
one.
with
What
their
do you do?
heads and
Go for
their
2.
hearts. Let them get
Darian
carried
Anderson.
away with big dreams to impact the world well beyond
Gonna
their
pull this
4
one
years.
in.
That's how
Goes up,
we build
18-17.
Cowboys.
Wow,
2 seconds left. Nate Snyder steps up.
This
Let's take
halftime
it from
report is brought to you by State
53. What do you think?
Farm and their surprisingly great race.
Raising Cajun 3-0 since 1988.
Best
Must
match
have
of
been
the
the
NFL
mustache.
season. We got it on Monday
Saw
Night
that.
Football.
Someone saw that. Coach knows about that. Long day here in the Fox College Football Studios, but Reg's been putting up a brave fight all day long.
Our new McDonald's spicy chicken McNuggets are just the right amount of spicy. A small to medium striped kind of spicy. Let's get a McCurry after this kind of spicy. But if you get the mighty hot sauce, it's a napkins of football heads now kind of spicy. This came from McDonald's kind of spicy. Because our spicy chicken McNuggets, breaded in tempura and made with cayenne, are just the right amount of spicy. Unless you remember what I said about the sauce.
These days,
Matt, say
businesses
something.
are adapting to new ways of working.
Say something, Matt.
Innovation is at the front of it. Verizon 5G Ultra
We caught him
Wideband is
earlier,
the
like
fastest
20 minutes
5G in the world, with speeds up to 25 times.
I'll start over at 4:30 in the morning, man.
I was up at 4:15.
Get ready for this show, all right?
Parts of select cities across the country, which means businesses go long
Second half on the backside.
I'm ready to go. I'm here. I'm ready to go, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. This year, Flex Squad is your home for the National League playoffs. And the stage is set as the biggest superstars put their teams in a fight for the pennant. The NLDS begins October 6th on FS1 and the Fox Sports app.
Well, the latest, that's why it's here.
We're just waiting for the activation fee. But I already paid for the day. Yeah, and then it's $100 to activate it. Activate you?
Oh, that's different.
What are you, cyborg?
It's crazy to charge people for things they already bought.
I'm gonna get my wallet.
That's why at US Cellular, we speak fair and never charge activation fees. Switch to US Cellular and get $500 off the latest smartphones with no hidden requirements. US Cellular, free to fair.
The problem solver does what's best for our families. Tom was very gaspy. Mary's husband was an Iowa State trooper. They raised a family here in Iowa. As our state representative, she's fought for us.
What starts here creates leaders and sparks our future. What starts here lights our way. What starts here leads to answers to the world's toughest problems. What starts here builds opportunity and lifts up our communities. What starts here feeds the soul. What starts here changes the world. The University of Texas at Austin.
Fox College Football is powered by Ram Trucks, built to serve. As you take a look at the first half numbers, you'll see that Texas controlled the football a great deal, but it was the element of the big play that was the difference maker for Texas Tech. As we welcome you back to Jones AT&T Stadium, Tim Brando, Spencer Tillman, it's those physical wide receivers for the Red Raiders, Spencer, that have got to keep making big plays.
Keyshawn Cotter, chief among them. I mean, he's the one that's allowed Allen Bowman to really get him in the end zone and stay there. High pointing those balls made a big difference. Twice time he was able to do that, Timmy. It showed you the height advantage they have over these Longhorn defensive back. And then Harry has a comment on the back end, and that shows you exactly why this Texas Tech team will stay in the game. High pointing and being effective on the back end, exploiting the 6-inch difference between some of those back end defenders for Texas.
Texas took forever to open this game, Spencer, and as a result, we'll get the ball to open the second half. And they almost turned it over
That's a nice little route on his part. The ball came hot on the inside. Preferably that ball needed to be down first.
On what was a lateral to close out the first half, thought better of it. And
the downside of this offense, Spencer, is that if you go 3 and out, that's 39 seconds off. Yeah. And now your defense has got to go back out there. Sean Jameson awaiting the punt from McNamara, and the ball is tipped. That could be a score for Texas Tech in the end zone. The Red Raiders got it. Touchdown.
At the line of scrimmage, off the pressure from Matamora.
Number 3, Xavier Martin on top of it.
That time deflected.
How about that?
From Bowman. So second and 10.
Special teams again, Spencer.
I know the sun is bright, but again, Jameson is trying to set up the problem. Is he didn't square up on the ball. He turned sideways and tried to field that thing, and he just lost the handle on it.
And you know, the second fumble, the second hit, Spencer, is what's devastating because this is a muff. If the ball is not hit a second time, that's a muff. It could not be returned. Now it goes all the way to the end zone, and Martin collects it for a touchdown. What a swing. What a swing.
Great presence of mind. Again, we've seen special teams, whether it's an onside kick, being aware and alert when the ball is muffed and when it's not, and when it's lined. It's just a heads-up type of performance by the Texas Tech Red Raiders.
Their special teams to go along with so much of the game. And Spencer, this is why you put your best athletes out there.
That's right. This is what Matt Wells has been talking about. Big plays, big days. And today, it's been all about special teams, Timmy. Oh, they have been so
The
special.
downside of this offense, Spencer, is that if you go 3 and out, that's 39 seconds off the clock.
So ashamed to overpay for this used car. Decided to go undercover. It's a victory on used car sale.
Remember, if you don't see this, you're not seeing the most accurate price. Shop at Carfax. You won't have to overpay on the used cars and... Hey, how we feeling? Yep. Moving. Shop millions of great deals, all with free Carfax reports. Only at the all-new Carfax.com.
Special teams again, Spencer.
We know the sun is bright, but
Deshaun
again,
Jameson,
Jameson is trying to
a
set up the problem
dynamic
is
punt
Timmy didn't square up
returner.
on
We
the
have to
ball.
give him
He
that, but
turned
that's one that
sideways
he
and tried
lost.
to feel that thing,
And
and he just
second
lost the
loss, when
handle
the
on it.
scramble took
the
place,
second fumble, the
you
second
rule out
hit,
the muff.
Spencer, is what's
Now the ball is kicked the
this is a
second
muff.
time.
If
Texas
the
was
ball
involved in
is
that
not
touch.
hit a second time,
So that's a live
muff.
ball, and by the
It could
time
not be returned.
the
Now
ball
it
came
goes
to
all
a
the way
halt,
to
it was in the end zone, and Martin
collects it for a
picked it
touchdown.
off
What a swing.
in the end zone for the touchdown. Figure with a really big play for Texas Tech.
Kick, being aware and alert when the ball is
Think of all those missed opportunities they had, and now suddenly the Horns hand them one very easily. They had two tremendous special team plays, and Texas Tech's offense could not take advantage of it.
Your confidence has got to be off the charts right now for Texas Tech. This is what Matt Wells has been talking about.
You know, it's one of those unspoken aspects. Every phase of the game, right, Spencer?
They're
doing a nice job of knowing the ball has to go 10 yards, and then, of course, the opportunity to block is always there. Beautiful technique, not pushing the body, and Jameson just mishandled this one. Texas laid this on the platter for him, and being alive, and to your point, partner, if it's not touched the second time, it's a muff. But the fact that you're advancing into the end zone and it's touched that second time means it's a touchdown for Texas Tech. This game ends, and it's less than a touchdown, and Texas loses. They will remember that play for sure. Deontay Ingram is in the backfield. Horns leading now by 3. There's the open play in the third.
Sean Jameson, a dynamic punt returner. We have to give him that.
Carthage
That's one
High
that he
School,
lost.
Carthage, Texas.
And the second loss when the
The past
scramble took
2,000
place.
yards in his career.
Rule out
Tremendous
the
Ingram,
muff.
22,
Now the
making
ball
the
is kicked
stop.
the second
He
time.
set a
Texas was
Carthage High
involved
School
in that
record
touch.
with
So that's a
76
live ball,
career
and by
rushing
the time
touchdowns in
the
high
ball
school.
came to a halt, it was in the end zone.
Yeah.
And Martin
And a little
picked it
RPO
off.
action here to Brendan
In the end
Schooler.
zone for the touchdown.
That's something that I think Herman really wanted to see Mike Yurisich bring to the table, Spence, particularly with a talent like Ellinger, a little more RPO. Yeah, he's not having to show much of what we thought he would show because of the time of possession. He's been so much in control of the mistakes.
Texas Tech's offense
That pass is incomplete. Intended for Tariq Black. And he comes up a little guilty. He touched on his injury and riddled career at Michigan. Great work by Eric Monroe there, conversion. That ball just a little bit off the mark, and Elgin knows it's low and away, just behind him, and he wished he had it back the minute he threw it. Again, it looked like his technique was fine, he just was off the mark. Spencer, I think that's really been the only critique I could ever have of Sam at times, and I think it's a byproduct of him being too excited. And the fact is actually on occasion. 36. Here. Well read by Sam. That was incomplete. Brewer had it, lost it. They're going to rule it incomplete. Leggett bumped him, and the ball came free. Excellent coverage by Leggett. He's been in a safety position for much of the day, having to play run force, but here he's locked up in man coverage. Does a nice job with a big tight end, getting his right hand in there and dislodging that ball. That's
I know she said originally that she got some of it from the end.
Let me turn around so you could press down. She got it from her?
I think she said something about that, yes. 31 to 28.
That takes care of the thing.
It's not complicated. A 5G network
That
needs a
looks
5G
good.
device. Now, everyone, including existing customers, can get a free Samsung Galaxy Note 20 after trade. Knowing who we are is hard. Hard. Eliminate who you are not. First, you can apply yourself where you need to be. The race is never over. The journey has no quarter. The adventure never ends because we are always on the way. of brownie points or witnessing a miracle. So just go big with delicious nachos topped with all your favorites. Nachos Party Pack, only at Taco Bell.
You don't get much time to yourself. So when you do, make it count with Crest Pro Health. It protects the 8 areas dentists check for a healthier mouth. The #1 toothpaste brand in America, Crest.
We're done.
Still behind at the Wells might be his question. So relatively to go as a decision. With devour like cheddar mac and cheese with bacon. That looks good.
Everything has an effect on the top of the body.
Yeah, it's all gone. It's right here.
Yeah, I can feel it there.
You like it now
Right
or
there.
down?
Fox Football is sponsored by
Never, no,
AT&T
but this,
SG.
it's too deep, no.
Jack Wells told us when we spoke yesterday, Spencer,
No,
that you always ask, right, the script, right? What has to happen? Well, 2 out of the 3 he's winning, and he just got a turnover for a touchdown.
That's it. And they get 75% of the time when they're in the red area, they're scoring 3 for 4 for 21 points. That's a formula for winning. And again, if you're a coach that has your hands on all parts, 3 phases of the game, I'm telling you, those matter. And it's good to know the difference between victory and defeat in a contest like this. It's been impressive to watch him work this team. I mean, this despite the fact that there's almost still, at this point in time, a 2-1 advantage in terms of time of possession. It's almost fully close.
Roderick Thompson is the back. Make a big play on the 19-yard line and struggling to get to 22, maybe the 23. Nothing easy inside. Juan Graham, really excited about this new position that he's got. Good hands down on the ground and try to develop a pass rush. That's what's been missing in this defense of Texas in recent years. We've seen some backside pressure already in this game. He's got an injured Red Raider in here. That's Wesley White, number 70, racing his way to the sideline.
He got 3 on that last play. Just a good point about Chris Ash. He feels comfortable and confident what they have from an athletic standpoint. In fact, I think we both agree that looking at tape that this is a more athletic back man. It is. Yeah, overall. Right there inside the line. Second and 6.
Out of the shotgun. Bootleg action for Bowman. Air mounted incomplete. Intended for Rigdon 86. That one was airmails just a minute.
Well, they took Travis Cooper, the tight end, underneath where he wanted to go. You can see him moving. Watch the tight end come across the formation. He's the shallowest. They're working what we call a levels concept here. And he goes to that 3rd level. Almost got the big dog.
Jalen Green almost had that one. It was thrown behind the receiver. Always had his moments, but he has not protected the ball.
What the hell? Oh. What the hell? You found a way to fuck it with everything.
That's Basher. Caden Stearns all over it.
Caden Stearns is playing that free safety position. You can see he's still
Wrestling down.
he stands over there to choke to get help on the back end. He's on coverage.
No, that hurts.
That's a
No, I don't
miss.
think that.
Wrapped up.
Stop trying to go. I didn't know what you're doing.
Move the chair out of the way. Air conditioner.
Here comes the punt rush. There it is. In the air. Schooler going after it. It's picked out of the air. At the 1-yard line and in for the score. That's John A. Barron, number 23.
It's hot. Touchdown, Longhorns. 37-28.
Schooler had a chance at it.
Third quarter, 12 minutes and 21 seconds.
Tyler Owens, 44.
Owens is coming off the edge, Tim, and he touches this ball off the foot. A lot of times you'll see guys that put their hands in their cape on and they'll dive real high. Well, if you want to reduce the margin of the ball being missed, put your hand off the foot. Did an excellent good job of finding kind of a mid-range area there to find it and get the block. Excellent.
The freshman from Pflugerville, Texas. John A. Barron makes the play in Bigler. Back at Powley High School there. And again, the block.
Man, where's the football? Right in the middle.
A beautiful one by Tyler Owens, number 42. For those special teams. Texas now getting into the act. A return to center here in Lubbock.
Introducing Wendy's new pretzel bacon hub cheeseburger. Yes, we said Wendy's. Once you lock eyes on a pretzel bun, beer cheese, and applewood smoked bacon, nothing will distract you. Not even all the comments you're getting on the pic you just posted of your pretzel bacon hub cheeseburger. Count on the app to order ahead and get Wendy's rewards.
My whole elementary, 10, all families, I want to do it. The St. Mary's mission is to take young men from diverse backgrounds and provide access to opportunity historically denied to us.
People ask me all the time about St. Mary's, and I say, you know what? We're an advanced placement course in basketball.
For me, it's bigger than just basketball. I want to change like the way my family lives.
Sport is my number one goal. Basketball is my entry ticket to go to college. Ones that make it, it's good for them, but the ones that make it magic on the side, there's extras.
The question is, what do you do when the varsity hits? Do you just sing or do you rise? You know?
Progressive presents At Home with Baker Mayfield.
To me, the photographer's dream is an allegory for the loss of youth. He wants what he could never have.
Huh. That's got a text from Amy. She's not coming. Again.
Cheers.
That's it. Who thinks we should go down the good book?
You know what? Forget Amy. Can we talk about this honeymoon scene?
Fox College Football is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Save when you bundle auto, home, and motorcycle insurance. Back to that third down play, Spencer. I mean, this is just an obvious miss of pass interference on Stearns, number 7.
I thought he was all over. You know, like a Ken Sanders, man. He was just an opportunity to call that one. Should have been there. He's wrapped, got himself right around his hip, line over the top. I mean, it could have been called twice.
You can't miss that. I mean, that is just a, and we don't care who wins this game. No cares whatsoever. But that miss then led to the block punt for a touchdown. That is a big missed call in this game. On a touchback, they'll bring it out to the 45-yard line. Give it to Texas, though, Spencer, for say, you know what? If Texas Tech can block a punt, so can we.
They're coming after him, and sometimes you have to manufacture plans. Listen, everybody, it's cliche. Everybody talks about the three phases, but man, today, the landscape of college football being what it is for the second week in as many weeks, we've seen major upsets. Normally, ranked Oklahoma. Every phase of the game is going to determine the outcome. And this is college football is flat.
I'm beginning to wonder, too, Spencer, if the lack of yards on the ground for Texas Tech is beginning to bother Mullen, the quarterback, because he quit with him on the curl to Miles Price. He's accustomed to having Sir Roderick having a big day.
Well, I can tell you, definitely is emboldened Chris Evans, because you notice that up until the last series, you only had 8 yards rushing on the ground. How many of my ears back coming at you?
They're just on second and short. I don't know they made it. It'll be very, very close. They'll move the chains. Alfred Collins, 95, making the tackle. So they do get a first down without throwing the football. That's a first today. Out of the shotgun with the ball at the 35. And again, Texas Tech trailing by 10. It's like this. The Texas defenders are 3 yards deep into the backfield as a flag comes down.